So I did a no spend challenge, and this is how much I saved. Sometimes it's hard to tell you so. Dumelang. Hellos. Hope you guys are good. So this year I challenged myself to embark on a no spend period, right? So initially the period was supposed to be from Jan to June. However, because I'm traveling in June, I thought it was not going to be practical, and I didn't want to set myself up for failure, right? So I thought, okay, let's make it from Jan to March. So I started my no spend. So a no spend challenge is a period where you don't spend money unnecessarily. So you only spend money on stuff that you need to spend money on, so like your groceries, your food, your bills, your car things, and everything that you deem necessary for you, right? So, and then the rest of the money is, you're not supposed to spend it unnecessarily. So I thought to myself, you know what, this year is my year. I can't, guys. I needed to be more responsible with money, because what about this girl? I spend money. Right? So a little bit of background about myself, right? And I'll now also go into the why I started the challenge. So when my salary comes in, I make sure I pay everything I need to pay. So I'm someone who, I don't have debt as it stands, right? So everything that I have paid for fully, right? Grateful to God. So the money that I have only goes to, let's say, my investments, my savings, as well as, taking care of the car and my emergency fund. Cool, sharp, perfect. And then the rest of the money that I have, then that goes to me. I spend it however I want to spend it. The problem now is that I am someone who doesn't have a budget, right? Yes, I have, because my debit orders, they go off, right? And they take their money, and then I'm left with what I have. However, I feel like with the money that I have, I'm not spending it really well, right? And secondly, this year, I want to make a big girl purchase. God willing, I want to make a big girl purchase. So I needed to set myself up for that time. So I adjust my lifestyle to cater to that time. And then lastly, I am someone who's spontaneous. How I normally go about expenditure or expenses is, do I want to do it? Yes, okay, let's do it. Ma'am, how old are we? For example, my trip to South America, I decided one morning in June that, okay, I want to go to South America. And I just went to South America. Those are things I'm trying to avoid this year, because this year I cannot afford to live that lifestyle, because I am going to make a big girl purchase. Those are the reasons why I pretty much wanted to embark on this challenge, right? So those 3 reasons. So firstly, I wanted to plan my finances and budget better, right? I wanted to prepare myself for my big girl purchase, and I want to get to a point where I have a healthy relationship with money. So to assist me with actually saving the money, I had to have rules, right? So I'm gonna read off my rules over my phone for my challenge, right? So my first rule was to only buy essentials. So I couldn't buy clothes, I couldn't travel for fun, right, during this period. So the second rule is, don't buy anything without finishing the one you have at home, right? So I have a tendency of buying stuff without them finishing, and then I will just discard the ones that I have at home, because I have new stuff now. I know, very wasteful mentality, because I would go grocery shopping, buy the same things that I have at home, and then get home and be like, oh, I don't have space, and then I just discard the things that I have. So I had to stop that. 3, right? With my no spend, because remember, I can't travel for fun, but one of my rules, something that's very important to me, is showing up for my people. So if my person has something that month, like an event or something that they're hosting, then I'd go. The no spend period was not gonna prohibit me from doing that, right? And then the other was to only attend to things that I committed to last year. For example, we had a black coffee concert we had to attend, and Tim's as well, right, for my sister's birthday. And then the other rule was to create a separate savings account so that I'm unable to see the money, right? Because it was so much easier for me to transfer money from my savings account to my current account in my banking app. So what I did, I downloaded Frank, right, and I then transferred money to that account. And then my other rule was that I need to follow a budget. So of the commitments that I had from last year, the amount of money, or when I'm showing up for my friends, the amount of money I'm allowed to spend that weekend is only 1,000 rands. This includes Ubers, like everything that I would have to do that weekend needs to be within a 1,000 rands budget, right? And then my last rule was that the money that I have at the end of the month goes to the savings account. So I don't take it, it doesn't go into the next month. Cool, so those are my rules. The rule that I forgot was that you need to have something to look forward to at the end of this challenge, right? So the thing that I was looking forward to is buying myself a MacBook, right? Because I'm someone who edits on my phone, and you are arthritis strainers. So, and I also need the laptop for other things as well, right? My personal stuff. So I was like, cool, as a reward, I am gonna buy myself a MacBook. Sana! When I was writing these rules at the beginning of the year, I was like, man, this stuff is easy. What do you mean? Like 1,000 rand? Nah, I don't spend that amount of money. Guys! Oh, Sana, things started happening. One, January is a sale. It's a sale month. I couldn't buy clothes. Guys, I'm traveling in June. I was unable to book. And you know what hurt me is that I set a reminder on Skyscanner to notify me when my flights, the ones that I want to take, go down. Sana, Skyscanner would remind me, but I couldn't do anything. There will be times where I'm tired, I want to take myself to a spa. I couldn't do anything. Sana, I'm going to struggle with this snow spend thing that I'm trialing. Right now, literally just now, I was just scrolling on my TL and I see someone at a spa. I'm like, oh, actually, I haven't been to a spa in a minute. I should take myself out to the spa next weekend. So as I'm about to log off, literally my friend was like, babes, you cannot spend anything, remember? And you know what, ne? Guys, my followers on Instagram, they would literally hold me to account. I love them so much because I'd have days where I'm just like, oh guys, I saw this, and I posted on my stories. They were like, ma'am, did you forget that you are on a no spend challenge? Yeah. So I love them so much for that because honestly, it made this whole thing for me easier. Another thing that I did also was that I was on a 75 day hard challenge. That also was like assisted me when it comes to this challenge because it became a component of my 75 day hard challenge, right? So I struggled a lot with not buying clothes. I missed concerts that I wanted to go to. I couldn't go on treatments. I was staying home more. Guys! If you know me, you know I like things. You know I'm very spontaneous. If I see something that I like, I will do it because I can do it, right? And in this period, I couldn't do any of that. So it meant I was like, here, every single weekend. I only left this place when I was either attending something that was very important for me or my friends, or I had to, that's the only time actually I left, or my family, right? Those are two things. It's either I was attending to my family stuff or my friends' things, or if I have to go to a specialist, a doctor or something in Johannesburg. That is the only time I left. Other than that, I couldn't just leave. The struggles that I had, and I won't lie to you, I struggled the most with not leaving this town. So I work in an isolated town, and one of the things that I like doing to keep myself sane, right, and remember why I'm here, is me leaving this place so often when I can, so that I remind myself of the goal all the time and I don't hate what I do. So having to stay here and find ways to entertain myself and do things differently to keep myself sane was pretty difficult. So this challenge, guys, it was difficult. It was so hard. So now let us share how much I saved, which I think is why we are all here. So with this challenge, I saved 45,566.67 cents, right? So I saved 45,000 rands, which is insane. It's insane, but come to think of it, it makes sense, right? Because I used to spend, so after I got my car, right? So I got my car, I paid off my car in 2.5 years, like 2.5 years. Right, so what happened is that maybe I'll explain this in another video, right? But in that period, I was paying so much money towards my car. So this amount of money that I've saved makes so much sense because it's that money that I was spending. It's just that now, after I paid off the car, the money just, I don't know where it went. So this amount of money makes so much sense to me why I was able to save it over this period. But it is a lot of money. You know, when I actually went on my Frank app and I was looking, I was like, oh my God, for real? Because remember, I didn't want an account that I had access to, like in terms of the savings account was not within my banking app, and I made it a point not to even go to that Frank app to look at the amount or do anything or fiddle with that, because I was gonna have ideas to send money back to my account. So as part of like a strategy, I never touched that app. The only time I heard of it or did anything to it was when I'm transferring money from my main account to my bank account to it. So when I actually saw the amount, I was just like, you lie. And I was so impressed with myself, guys. And I was like, actually, you have been wasting so much money, baby. And I had. So yeah, that's how much I was able to save from this challenge. So now onto the things that I learned, right, during this period about myself and Jay in general was, one, I realized that small purchases end up causing more dent to your pocket, right? Because I'm someone who always thinks, it's just 700 rand, it's just 1.5, oh no, this, or when I go to a shop, I just swipe and nothing, or when I see something online, a shoe, I just buy it, it's just one shoe. But if you were to add all of those things, you realize that, baby girl, it's actually 10,000 rands, you know? So that's the one thing I've learned, right? And then the second thing I learned is that I have food at home. So during this challenge, I was not allowed to buy most takeaways and stuff. So I always had to cook my food inside the house. So whatever I buy for my groceries at the beginning of the month, that is what I need to finish the whole month. So when I was grocery shopping, I had to also be smart to say, okay, cool, this is what things I want to eat, because I was not allowed to go back and buy things such as your meat and stuff. The only thing that I bought were only veggies on a weekly basis. So because there were no takeouts, there was nothing, I learned that there was food at home, and as a result, I found ways of cooking meat different ways. Guys, pork chops, I'm here. Yo, guys, I don't want to see pork chops wherever they are right now. Give me some time, right, to recover, because I ate a lot of the same thing every single time, and also because I was in the 75 hard, I could only eat in a certain manner. So Jay, it was just a mess. Like, what a tough time it was. It really was tough. So that's one of the things that I learned. And then I'm less wasteful now, guys. I'm less wasteful. Remember I said that I had to finish everything before I replenish it. I would make sure everything that's in the fridge, I need to finish it before I replace it with something else. So as a result, I became less wasteful. All the food that I had, I would make sure I finish it. If I had eggs left over from last month, I'll make sure before I buy eggs, I don't buy eggs. Or even with meat, I don't buy meat, because one thing about me, I love meat and I need to always have meat in the fridge. So I was like, you know what? You don't buy meat unless you have finished the meat in the fridge. So as a result, I've become less wasteful, right? And then now I buy things that I need and not things that I want. So I had like a, what is this? My view of my needs and wants started to become blurry, right? My wants started to become my needs. And in my previous life. So through this thing, I actually was able to define that, okay, you actually need this, you actually don't need this. This is a one look on, you can live without it. And nyani, I didn't, there's no YouTube. I literally survived without those things. Goes to show that they were actually wants, right? And then I've learned to maximize the use of my money. I'm not able to plan better. I'm not able to plan better with the money that I have. That is so true, guys. So, at home, when your parents were like, I'll use this for milli, this for this, I became that person. In Maliam, every single cent and rand, I was able to trace it. To say, okay, cool, I'm going to spend this amount of money towards maybe these flights, and then from this and this and this, I spend it towards this thing. Every single cent and rand was accounted for when it comes to myself in this period, because I knew that I could not waste any money. Any rand that goes without being accounted for means that I'm going to have to sacrifice something. And sacrificing something was never cute for me. It never was cute. So I had to ensure that I'm able to account for every money that goes out of my account. Right? And then I started prioritizing things, right? So I started prioritizing things, level of importance. So with me, any problem would come, no matter how severe or how minor it was, and I would treat it with the same level of importance. It was a problem. Because when problems that needed my attention the most came, I would go and tap into my savings account, right? Whereas now what I did was like, okay, cool. When something came, I'd be like, do I have to sort this thing out now? I don't need to, all right? Let me prioritize this one over this one. And as a result, I was able to plan better. To say, okay, guys, no, I'll sort this out maybe next month. And then because this month is what I'm focusing on. So that way it assisted me to not go into my savings account and fund those problems when they arose. Cool. Right? And then I learned new skills. Which is a final thing. Guys, I do my own lashes now, baby. Call me a lash taker. So my sister started doing cluster lashes last year, right? And me, I was still that 1-1 girl lashes, because I stopped using strip lashes because those were a lot of work for me. So I went to the single ones, right? And then my sister was doing clusters, and I was just like, oh my gosh, isn't this difficult? Sana, I can do them. I'm able to do my own lashes, and I do them so well. I'll put a picture here of how my lashes look, and you will never see me again with a lash take. I'm not doing that thing again, because my lashes last me 3 weeks. And when I used to do my lashes, I needed to do like a refill every 2 weeks and go do new ones every month. So now I learned how to do my own lashes, and I'm saving money because these hands are free. Yeah, the other thing I still am able to do are my nails. I can't do my nails, and also I don't know if I want to learn, to be honest with you, because I also don't want to take away, spoiling myself. And also look at my nails. Look at how old these are. Part of the sacrifice. Because I had to prioritize something over these nails. last month. So I was like, no, I'll do my nails this month in April. So yeah, you sacrifice, guys. With my nails, I don't think I'm going to learn though with them, because I think I still want to feel like a girl, and spoil myself. And also, when I go to Joburg, I need a reason to be there. So this is going to be my reason why I go to Joburg, and when I want to go do my spa treatments and stuff. But yeah, so the other things that I've learned within this period, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it was tough, guys. It became easier with time, but the first week or first 2 weeks, I felt it. I felt it so much, and I was just like, no, what? I'm gonna do this anyways, right? So I'm someone gay. When I decide on something, I'm very disciplined. Give me a week. After that week, that becomes my lifestyle. So it was very, very difficult. January was my toughest month doing this. February, March, it was part of my life. I just didn't even think much anymore. I knew that, okay, cool, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm doing. Like, everything just fell into place, which just goes to show that really, truly, you need 21 days for you to adopt a habit. I like though that I think differently more than anything. Like, I appreciate that about this challenge so much. It has taught me so much about good ways to manage money, and that is why going forward I'm now going to adopt a low spend lifestyle, right? It is not a no spend, but it's a low spend. So in comparison to how I was doing things, I need to be someone who compares stuff, whatever. This is it's gonna come naturally, right? Because I went through this process. Like, for example, with my Shein cart, I was like, okay, cool, instead of me, it was like 3,000 rand. I was like, well, let's try cut it down by 1,000 to 1.5. And then I did it yesterday. I took out some of the clothes. I was like, no, do I need to wear this thing now? I don't. Yes, I'm gonna buy it, but I'll buy it next month. I won't buy it this month. So those are the things I'm gonna start doing, right? I'm gonna spend low, and then I'm also gonna start following a budget now. So I'm gonna continue with my Frank app, right? Because I need to save from the big girl purchase. Also, on a final thoughts, I definitely recommend this challenge to anybody and everyone. Like, just do it. This is a great way. You can start small. You don't have to do what I did, which I think was extreme for someone who spends a lot of money, right? It was extreme for me. I think I made it harder for myself. I could have started small, do a month, but I wanted to go harsh on myself because I needed to teach myself a lesson. So that's why I had to do it. Yeah, but start small. You can start with a week. From a week, you go to 2. From 2, you go to a month, right? And then you just go and go and go and go. Or you can just look at other ways, like the low spend option. I know people are doing it as well, what I want to start doing. And then just do it that way. That way it's going to be very simple for you. So that's what I'll be doing from now on. I love it. That's why I'm going into the low spend lifestyle, or I'm adopting the low spend lifestyle now, because I'm growing up, right? I need to justify my expenses. I'm going to be with someone who, you get me? Like, I'll have a husband, I'll have children, I'll have, and when you go into that phase in your life, you need to be at a point where you are really, really good with money, because you're going to be sharing money with other people. Now, it won't just be a you thing. So that's why I was like, okay, cool, I need to do better as an adult, as the adult that I am. So yeah, guys, I don't know if I kept it this well. I hope I did. I tried, but I definitely recommend it. I think my next video I will shoot and tell you guys, I'll do it now, and tell you guys how I paid for my car in 2.5 years. All right, so enjoy the rest of your week, and all the best. Let me know if it's something that you do, and if you've done it, tell me how was it for you, and what did you learn, and are you still doing it? What are you doing now? and how has that impacted your life. How is the challenge impacted your life since you stopped doing it? So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this will help you with your challenge. See you on the next one. Bye.